I've been doing quite a lot of talisman farming recently, which I made a video on, so you can easily fill your talisman board with high level fragment pieces. But it's time to level up. I've not actually done a run on this map yet. I've just opened the wizard stash and got a bit of experience for that. Normally, I would have banishment on and this maxed, but I actually fancy an easy game. Without this on, I should be able to kill everything, even if I over-enrage my enrage gem. Nice and easy game. The main thing to start is having your mana farm, which will be going around this corner. Always start with just one main gem, which will be my kill gem and my mana farm for now. Fully upgrade it as much as I can. Give a barrage. Give this a few upgrades, so that stuff doesn't die quite so quickly. If you enrage it straight away, then it enrages the first wave as well. I've got my autocast, so I'm going to set it here for whiteout and set frost and ice shards down here. Don't want to use them yet. This should kill these, but a few might get through, so I'll just build a few extra. So at this point, I've pumped all of my mana into upgrading this gem using my gemsmith upgrade. That last one was quite expensive, so I had to save up for a while, get a few mana pools. But I got there. It's still killing stuff. I've left these Omni Beacons up because they add a layer of shield. So by the time they get to my mana farm, they've actually got 16 layers of shield rather than 12. It's just 4 extra hits, but when I'm getting 300 billion per hit, and that's adding up into trillions per monster, that's why I'm getting so much mana. My mana farm, or this gem, is now getting quite expensive to upgrade. So what I'm going to do is start going on to the next stage, which is upgrading my enrage gem so that stuff doesn't die anymore. Hopefully 40, stuff won't die to these traps anymore. I'll quickly upgrade all of these as much as I can. Get them up to 31. Get these up a bit. And hopefully, before any monsters get past this area, I'll have destroyed these because I don't need them anymore. And then I shall build my killing area. Right, so the first monsters that aren't being killed by my traps have got by. They're still getting killed a little bit, so I've upgraded my enrage gem to 44. I no longer need to worry about how many times these traps hit, because they won't be killing them, so I can get rid of all of these structures now. I've got my 2 gems here. This is my killing gem. I keep it in the amplifier when it's not being used, so that it doesn't cause lag. That reminds me, I need to turn this on for less lag. See how many FPS I'm getting. 33 when paused, 33 when playing. This is set to structure, and with my amplifier skill, it's got the range for the whole map now. So I'm going to quickly build some towers and fill up all this space so that there's no more beacons spawning. Now I don't need to worry about beacons. This will eventually be my bleeding gem, but I don't want to cause any lag, and I don't need it yet. This will be my killing area. I'd like to have 5 traps. If these traps are hurting them, then these traps will definitely hurt them. Doesn't really cost me any mana at this point, so I might as well build them early. Mana pool doesn't even move. Right, so from this point forward, I'm going to occasionally upgrade my killing area, but I'm mainly going to focus on upgrading all of these as much as I can, using my gemsmith upgrade until it gets too expensive. I mostly kill giants for experience. Because of the whiteout, you can definitely get whiteout on giants. With swarmlings and reavers, you quite often miss. So I focus mostly on giants. They're now getting through my trap area without taking any damage. So this is when I start casting ice shards. I'm going to cast it on this corner here so that it hits stuff multiple times as they come around. And I'll be using autocast to do that for me. I also might as well whack freeze on this area, just in case some swarmlings get by. Autocast might catch and swarm me if I'm snoozing. I will at some point destroy these structures and build over them, but it's not too much of a priority. I changed my mind. The main reason is that wizard hunters, when they come on the field, if you've got many towers for them to select, there's a good chance they'll kill one of these useless towers and not aim for one of my handy towers. So giving them more targets is good. I can also now completely forget about beacons. The only beacon that will spawn is if a wizard hunter kills one of these, and then I can just kill one structure. So that's nice, don't have to worry about that now. Got quite a few monsters on the map now at once, which means my frames per second are going down. So what I do is I set these 2 traps to target giants, so that if there's a giant on it and a swarmling comes by, it will aim for the giant rather than the swarmling. So hopefully the swarmling will quickly come round my mana farm, and then it will be slowed here by these 2. So they will be slowed for my killing area, and that just gets them off the screen a bit faster. Right, I've decided, as I'm doing pretty well, haven't really spent any mana on upgrading these yet, haven't got a bleed gem, still killing stuff, so I've upgraded to 58, which is a couple of levels higher than I've ever gone. As I'm still quite low, I figure I probably will get some quite nice experience from this, albeit in the E12. Hopefully I can get it to E14 if I can. pretty happy with E14 at the moment. I've still got one last upgrade to save for these, but as you can see, they're currently worth 5 E18s, but they've leached 3 E18s, so they're well on their way to leeching as much as they cost me. I just took my enrage gem out and put it back in, because this wave has extra speed, and at the moment I'm pumping so much mana into my mana farm that I'm neglecting my kill area quite a lot, so I can't be asked to deal with this one, so I just skip it. It will still be fast, but it won't be enraged. So I've not finished upgrading my mana farm quite yet. I'm going from 39 to 41 up to here, so I've got about 6, maybe 7 left to do. As you can probably see, it's taken me quite a long time to save and upgrade each individual one, but I think it's still worth it, because if you look at the first one that I've upgraded, it's now leached 1.2 E19 mana, and it's only worth 4 E19 mana, so it's leached about 30% of its value, and if I sell it, I get 70% of its value. So it currently has leached the same amount of mana that it's worth. So if I was to sell it now, I'd be breaking even, which means any more mana that it gains from this point forward is pure profit. So once I've got this finished, I'll be doing quite a few levels where I just let them take mana for a while until this really starts struggling. I will sell my mana farm at a profit, pump the last of it into these gems, and hope that it kills. I can only go up to wave 550, but I don't think I'll be getting that high, because I've gone so high with my rage gem. But I'm well on my way to an E14 already, so I'm happy with that at the moment. So I've now finished upgrading my mana farm to level 41. The first gem is well on its way to have leached half of its value, so I reckon another 50 waves or so, maybe 100, and hopefully it will have leached quite a lot more. I'm noticing a bit of resistance in my killing area. Don't like how far the swarmlings are getting, and I had to upgrade to efficiently kill a giant. So I'm going to be putting my bleed gem down. I've skipped a few swarmling waves. Basically, if they have speed, I skip them. If they have extra health points, I probably skip them. And if they have speed and extra health points, I definitely skip them. You can probably tell I'm not that keen on swarmlings. Right, so I've now finished upgrading my mana farm completely. At this point, I've set them all to target shielded, so that nothing gets through here with shields intact. I'm not going to be upgrading my enrage gem anymore. I'm going to pump all of my mana into upgrading my kill area and just see how far I can get. At this point, even with an upgrade that's quite expensive, these are not struggling with the giants, but they will soon. So what I like to do is use my autocast to cast freeze in this area. So what it will do is it will freeze all the monsters quite a few times. They'll take much longer to get around this bend, and of course ice shards will be cast on them many more times. Still want to make sure that my whiteout is being cast about here. Now I don't go for freeze duration. I'd like to keep it low because I don't want to permanently freeze all this stuff here. I just want to freeze it, let it move a little bit, freeze it again, and they just kind of slowly make their way around. So by the time they get here, they have significantly less HP. Swarmlings are becoming a bit of a pain in the arse. I'm freezing a couple here and reducing their health, but most of them get through, and almost to my fourth trap. I've reduced the traps a bit because they didn't seem to need 5. So I think from this point forward, any swarmling waves, I'm going to be taking my enrage gem out and skipping it because I'm getting 27 billion experience from the giants per kill, and because they whited out, I get 300% more experience from that. So I'm pretty happy with the giant kills. Ignore the swarmlings. I'm really pushing my experience here. I think my highest experience on any map so far is 2 E14. So I've topped my highest experience already, and I'm still killing. But these traps are struggling a bit to kill these giants. So what I'm now doing is merging into one massive trap. So at first, these are both 42, so I've joined these. Use bolt. Now, these traps will just have to deal with swarmlings that get past this trap, because it should kill everything. But because they're unenraged, they won't need to be high level. So I'm going to move these forward, merge some of these. It's all about this trap now, because I'm killing giants. So as long as it can kill giants, I'm happy. Another thing is, you can see that this is leached as much mana as it cost. So at this point, it's pure profit. If I set it, I'll be gaining 70% mana on what I've invested. But I'm going to leave them up for a little bit longer. I'm not struggling yet. So let's continue. I forgot to unenrage these swarmlings. This is exactly why I don't enrage swarmlings at this point, because I just can't kill them in time. Can hurt them, but can't kill them. Luckily, they're not going to be burning my mana, they're just banishing, so it's not really going to cost me anything to banish them. They're not too much of a worry. This is why I don't use corrupted banishment, because they are being hurt. They'll make their way round again, and hopefully after a couple of circulations without corrupted banishment, they'll die. In fact, I think it's time, after these next 3 waves, I'll downgrade this a little bit and continue getting experience. I'm a bit worried about killing stuff now. I can't even kill these orb carriers on their way back, so I think it's time to sell my mana farm. Now it's really important to keep one final mana gem. Oops, doesn't matter, still got 3 amplifiers, as long as it's got those hits. In fact, I can sell this and use a lower graded one because it doesn't need to be too powerful. Now I've got a bit of extra mana, I can upgrade this and then merge them, giving me a level 44 gem. Hopefully once it clears out these, which were enchanted to 58. All the future giants will be able to be killed by this. Got enough mana to upgrade this, which is good. Enchanted with beam, so it starts attacking straight away. Then I'm going to dump the last of my mana into upgrading these. Enchant them with something after upgrading them. And I'm now at the point where I'm not really going to be getting any more mana anymore. So I just have to hope that this can kill. Okay, that went well. For some reason, those last two giants, I stopped recording at that point and just lost my completion screen. I didn't kill them, so I didn't push my endurance waves any further. If we go to stats, endurance XP, and you want to sort fields by XP, you can have a look at all the maps that you've played so far and how much experience you got for them. If you scroll down to the bottom, it shows you your maximum ones. So that's the map I just played on, F2. I got pretty much 4 E14 in experience, and that's almost double my previous highest score, so I'm very happy with that. Skill-wise, I dump all of my skill points into my skills, so I've basically just gained 62,000 skill points. I think that's probably around 15,000 wizard levels. Very happy with that. As for my skills, I used a online guide to kind of suggest how many points to put into each category. It only went up to 600,000 points, so the last 280,000 I'm having to guess. But basically, every time I level up, I put 10 in mana leech and 5 in traps, true colours, and amplifiers. Put a few extra in mana leech because that never hurts. And then I'm going to put the last of my points into my quick gems. Actually, I should probably do 10 points in this and 7-ish points in this, so I'm going to increase this by 10. Amplifiers is my lowest priority. That looks a bit better. If you want to look at my talisman, these are the properties that I have. You can pause the video and have a good look, but I won't go too much into detail about that right now. I want to do another match, see if I can push myself a bit further. I've decided to go down to B3 because I've not played here yet either. I was also braver this time round and didn't unenrage the swarmlings, so I've killed most of them until the end. I only struggled with the last couple of waves. It's a nice map, although unlike the last map, it has many swarmlings, so I'm going to have to change my playstyle a little bit. One thing to remember about the previous match is that I got to a level 58 enrage gem and gained some levels. So this match I should be able to comfortably get to 58 and kill everything. So I'll probably go a little bit higher, maybe level 60. I also, at the start of the match, had to upgrade my enrage gem to 44 before stuff stopped dying to my traps. So if I go to 45 quite quickly this time, I shouldn't have any problems with stuff dying. I've actually already done this match. I'm recording this bit after and sticking it on the front because I wanted to just go over what happened. I wasn't really paying attention, and a wizard hunter opened up my mana farm, and for a good minute or so I panicked and kept on freezing stuff and trying to build stuff, and it wasn't working. So I just relaxed for a second, let my freeze charge get to max, and then froze stuff just before the gap. But I've slowed that bit down in the video. The rest of the video is very fast, but just that little mistake I've slowed down so you can see what I did to fix it. I still got a massive score for this, so it didn't cause me too many problems. Let's have a look. Right, so that's the end of my video. I hope it wasn't too long. It was originally probably about 7, maybe 8 hours long, and I've condensed it down into 30 minutes or so. So hopefully that was a bit easier for you, and you got some tips while watching. I wish you the best of luck with getting lots of experience. From the looks of it, I've only just gotten started. See you later.